I started in 2019 as interim principal. I did that for 1 year, and then they decided that they would like to continue with me as principal, so they appointed me in 2020 with Bishop Fabro as the presider, considering he's the Chancellor of Assumption University. I think one of the major goals that I have is to help put Assumption back on the map. There's a lot of people that remember Assumption from the 50s and the 60s, but they've kind of lost track of what Assumption does or can do. So we really, we're kind of lost between Assumption Church and Assumption High School. Many people, when they see me, they say, "Oh, you're the priest at Assumption Church." And I said, "No, no." Or "You're the principal of Assumption High School." And I said, "No, I'm not that either. I'm actually in between the two." So I think we have to distinguish ourselves in the community. It was a positive experience. I actually went there in 1989. I started JK, if you think about that, and I stayed there until 1999. Very positive experience. A lot of supportive teachers that I still remember. I run into some of them once in a while and say, "Do you remember me?" And since it's been so long, some of them forget, but nonetheless, they remember when I put the name to the face. So it was a very positive experience. I grew up in the area, so I'm very happy to be a graduate of Notre Dame. Yeah, this is kindergarten. I remember doing these little things too. I had put my name up. Oh, and then they got the kids there too. Wow, look at this. Yeah, this takes me back. My grade kindergarten teacher was Mrs. Ryan and Mrs. Norman. Long retired though. Wow. Notre Dame Wildcats. Yep, that was us. And you can see this kind of looks like the Notre Dame, University of Notre Dame. Yeah, pretty similar. I remember when they were talking about the name for the logo here. Oh, look at all these awards here they got. Well, there was my grade 1 teacher, Mrs. Beret. She was an excellent teacher. Everybody loved her, and oh, it's a beautiful statue of Our Lady.
Isn't she beautiful?
Absolutely.
Oh, he doesn't stand. That's why they have them like that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I just think, and so whenever the kids are in here, I always have them pay tribute.
Absolutely.
Full of Mother Mary.
Beautiful. And then we're coming up to the office here. Before, they used to put all the pictures of the graduates here. I'm not sure if they don't do that anymore. This was grade 5. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And that was the principal's office, and nobody wanted to go there. There's the principal. Mrs. Harding, Mr. Town, he passed away. Mrs. Stephen, a lovely woman. I don't know if you met her. Yeah. Okay. So Miss Harding was the principal for most of my time here.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, and then Miss Sampson taught grade 8. Miss Stephen taught grade 7. Mr. Town taught grade 6. Mrs. Rossi taught French. Mrs. Richards was the librarian, and Miss Kenny was the grade 7 teacher. She taught me.
What a wildcat you are.
I hope you got that.
Wildcat you are. Once a wildcat, always a wildcat.
What I was always struck with studying at Holy Names was the amount of partnerships that the Catholic school was involved in. They really reached out to different communities. They had different guest speakers coming in and talking to us, and that inspired me to actually go out in the community as well. Holy Names was a very positive experience for me. I started in 1999, graduated in 2003, and I still remember a lot of the teachers who really shaped me today. If you think about it, Holy Names was a very academic, rigorous environment, but it was also a supportive environment as well. But the standards were very high at Holy Names, and I think that shaped me into the individual I am with the organizational skills, the management skills that I have, or that I built up today. I still remember some of my teachers there. One of them was Fran Georgieff. She passed away a few years ago. She taught us the books of the New Testament. We had to memorize them from the beginning to end. And thinking back now as a Catholic principal of a university, that came in handy. Louis Bordelin, you probably remember, a very organized, very sharp man. He marked the test the day after. I adopted that model too when I started teaching at the University of Windsor. I wanted to include that level of efficiency. Janet Jocks still teaches that in math department, very dedicated, very organized. No, I have a lot of positive experiences of Holy Names, and I was very proud to graduate from that school. And oh, look at all these guys here.
Are you in any of these pictures?
No, I'm not in any pictures, but I remember all these guys. I remember all these guys. I went to school with these guys right here. All these guys.
All three.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate?
2003. So this was the football team for that year. And obviously they won. I went to school with all these characters. Good guys. I haven't seen them in years. Well, this brings back a lot of memories. This is where the fun, this is where the fun was had, right here. We used to sit at that table. I don't know why always that table. I see a lot of my old friends here. Look at that. That's crazy. This was a double class, right? So this was the double cohort, so a lot of signatures here. But we put this motto that I always remember here, for others, not oneself. I still remember that, even though it's in Latin. Always one of the teachers actually said, he always was joking, he says, John, if you don't behave, I'm going to have a visit with Mama Cappucci, he would say, because I know where they are. So that was always pretty funny. Yeah, he says, I'm going to stop off and have espresso with Mama Cappucci, he said. I had a group of friends that for some reason we decided that it was a good idea to sit at the back of the class. And there was, Miss Christie had these plants all over here, and my friends, they would pick the flowers, and it would just drive Miss Christie bonkers. God bless her for her patience, but I wasn't part of that, but I sat right around over here, I remember. And this is where she taught law. And I had her twice for law, grade 11 and grade 12, and we practiced our mock trial stuff over here too. It was a lot of work.
You in charge of doing that?
Yep, that's me.
How are you?
Hello, Miss Christie.
Oh, for God's sake. Are you the Prime Minister yet?
No, I'm not the Prime Minister yet. No, good, how are you? We were in your classroom.
Oh, you were?
I told them all about the mock trial days and how I sat at the back with my associates. And
There you go,
yeah.
that's right. That's funny. So what are you up to these days?
I'm the principal at Assumption University.
For heaven's sake,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you very
Good,
much.
very
Thank you
good.
much.
No, I enjoyed teaching you. And like I said, I thought you were going to be the Prime Minister one day. Right? Yeah, right.
No,
Close.
Another question?
Yeah. So this was the way on to math.
Okay.
My least favorite subject. But I had an excellent teacher and a very patient teacher who I took a lot of when I started teaching from.
Who was that?
Janet Jocks, Mrs. Janet Jocks. And she had unlimited patience with students. And you needed to, because math was a difficult subject. And I sat right here. Yeah, I sat, not much has changed. I sat right here. Mrs. Jocks had her desk over there. And then after school, a lot of us came for math help. And we would all park our desks around her desk like that. I remember that. And she stayed until 4:30 to help us out with math problems too. I had it for grade 9 and grade 12 calculus. Calculus.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mrs. Jocks.
Hi, how are you?
John, it's
How are you?
good to see you.
Cappucci.
That's right.
What are you doing here?
I'm doing a video for the school board.
Turn it off.
This is good. This is good.
And
What do you do now?
I'm the principal at Assumption University. I went to get my PhD in political science.
Get out of town.
Yeah, I went to get my PhD.
Can I give you
And I always thought of you. I said, if my grade 9 math teacher knew this, she would be laughing that I had to do that.
You wanted to go into politics.
Yeah, I know.
I kept looking for your name. And I never saw it.
Well, I did the PhD in political science, so I guess that's the background. But maybe one day, sure. One of them that reminds me that I'm reminded of every day is the motto of Holy Names High School, which is for others, not oneself. And to me, that's the summary of the Catholic credo, or the Christian credo, putting others before yourself. If you look at Jesus Christ's life, it was always others before himself, right up to the crucifixion. So I think that's a motto that I always am reminded of as principal of Assumption University, putting others before myself, putting others before the good of my own interests. Well, it brings a sense of identity to who you are and to what your faith is. And it also shows you that your faith is more than just Catholicism. It's actually building relations with people from various different faith communities as well. One of the most impactful courses I took at Holy Names was the World Religions course, where we brought Catholicism and Christianity in general in conversation with different religions. Little did I know that years later I would have a chair that was really the focus of that course. So that really made an impact on me too. but also the sense of community that you got from being part of a Catholic education system. It really shaped the individual that I am today, and it really made me build contacts with people in the community as well. So I'm very proud of that educational experience.